CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Aaron Burnett Out Front. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This Week with George Stephanopoulos is brought to you by Pfizer.
This weather report brought to you by Pfizer.
Today's countdown to the royal wedding is brought to you by Pfizer.
And now a CBS Sports Update brought to you by Pfizer.
Meet the Press Data Download brought to you by Pfizer.
This portion of CBS This Morning sponsored by Pfizer.
On how to find the hidden sugars in the American family diet. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, my name is Liana. I use they, demon pronouns.
This video is how to use our pronouns.
So we're going to basically present 3 sentences. One of them is going to have one pronoun, the other one's going to have the other pronoun, and then the last one is going to have both pronouns interchanged.
So Liana uses they, them pronouns and demon pronouns. So the first sentence would be, Liana is my partner, they are cute, and I am theirs. I love them very much, and I hope they love themselves too. For the demon pronouns, it would be, Liana is my partner, Deem is cute, and I belong to Deem. I love Demon very much, and I hope Deem loves Demon's self too. Then interchanging the two would be, Liana is my partner, they are cute, and I am Deem's. I love Demon very much, and I hope they love Demon's self too.
Looks like we have some kind of an outbreak. These kids are sick.
What kids are sick?
All of them.
So you had a psychic premonition.
It's a vision, actually.
Vision. Oh, guys, I want air samples, surface swabs, and biofilms of all standing water.
Maybe we should wear masks.
What difference does it make? According to you, we've already been exposed. Right? However, I am going to conduct a detailed inspection, followed by an extremely detailed report in hopes that this kind of hoax does not happen again.
Good.
Got an incubation period of less than 48 hours.
So, what's the next step?
Isolate and identify. Blood tests and swabs aren't telling us much. We know it acts like a virus. It causes high fever and respiratory distress.
I could have used this book back when I was teaching high school biology.
Whatever it is, it originated in China.
We still need to isolate and identify whatever it is that's making these kids sick so we can really treat it.
How long is that going to take?
Well, it took 34 days to isolate the coronavirus that caused SARS, and that's fast.
Yeah, but these kids don't have a month.
It's not just the kids I'm worried about. I'm authorizing a quarantine on everyone who's come in contact with a symptomatic person.
This is it. This is your virus.
Cantonese AP6 retrovirus.
I'm sorry, but there's no cure for that. Chloroquine, that's an anti-malarial drug.
No. Listen, in China, there are survivors. It suppresses the enzymes.
We have been reporting here on the dozens of cargo ships waiting off both coasts. Tonight, the warning about what's to come and what we're seeing in stores already. And the advice we heard for shoppers going into the holiday season, it got our attention today.
It's revealing the superhero son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane will start a romance with his male best friend just 2 months after Robin came out as bisexual, of course, in the Batman series. Here's the headline. John Kent finds his identity in Superman. Son of Kal-El, Earth's new Superman comes out as bisexual. Available at comic book shops on November 9th.
I requested all of the data that Amazon has on me, and here's what I found. So for reference, I have 2 dots and 1 echo. We also use smart bulbs. So when I downloaded the zip file, these are all of the folders I came with. I decided to click on the audio one, and this is what I have. These are all short voice clips. It's so scary. And this one is of me turning on a light.
Alexa, turn on the light.
There are 3,534 short audio clips in this file alone. I then clicked on contacts, and it turns out they have a full list of my contacts from my phone, and I never remember syncing that. The very last thing that I didn't know that they had, I could have assumed that they had, but I don't love that they have, is my location. If you open up this CSV here, it'll tell you exactly where your Alexa is located, right down to the lat long.
Where did my Christian limo driver go?
My pious husband is missing. The baby I chose to have baptized is gone. Mr. Thompson, what's happening?
It's the rapture, Shona. The rapture. The virtuous have gone to heaven, and the rest of us have been left below. We're fools. Because we rejected God, tacitly accepting Satan, we must suffer through the apocalypse.
This message is for my brothers and my sisters in Christ, the ones who are paying attention to what's going on, who are aware of the enemy's evil agenda, and the people that are being used as pawns in his plan. There are many people who think that at some point we're going to go back to normal, that if we just do this thing, we'll go back to normal. If we have this thing, we'll go back to normal. Well, the majority of us know that life as we know it is now over. It is never going to go back to normal. I don't care who says it. I don't care who tells you that, but it's the honest truth that we are never going to go back to what we knew as normal before 2020. We are in a place right now where the enemy knows that his time is short and that he is running out. And he is coming for the people that are lost, the people that their eyes are covered right now, that are being deceived. And he's coming for those people. And the people that are telling the truth, he's trying to silence. So we need to stand together.
What is going on at Walmart?
This video, not a happy man. I'm at the neighborhood Walmart in San Jose, California. And this is what it has become. I did not want to believe it, but it's happening. Does this look like your friendly neighborhood Walmart to you? No. Anyone who knows anything about jail or anything about that knows what this is. That is a holding area. Oh, I'm not allowed to go past this line, actually, because the security guard told me if I do, it links up to the San Jose Police Department, and they will come here and arrest me. That's kind of weird for a Walmart that's not in use anymore.
We are looking at the ring of fire, where volcanoes are lighting up all around the world. Fires are being started all around the world. Meteors are dropping all around the world. This is an extinction level event that is taking place. This is the most serious conversation that you need to listen to and heed what I'm saying. The governments are coming together for global warming, all agreeing that they have to reduce carbon emissions. You, sir and ma'am, are the carbon emissions. They are putting some fluid in your arm, and basically that is how they plan on reducing the carbon emissions. They know full well why the earth is heating up. You don't know anything because you are asleep in a dream. And I am trying to wake as many of you up as possible with reality, facts, truth, and scriptures. These photos, all of these pictures, were taken on the horizon all around the world. I have many upon many of these fires in the sky. This is why the global warming has taken place. It is causing drought. It is causing floods. It is causing earthquakes and the sea to recede. It is also causing these hurricanes and everything that's happening on Earth from these volcanoes on down is happening for what you see right here in all of these photos on the horizon. It is a fire that God sent here to consume this earth. You can see the fire. You can see the ring of fire, right? You can see the sky lighting up at night like a sun. Let's not pay attention to any of this. And you can see the meteorites dropping and all these wildfires that don't even make sense is happening. They're trying to blame it on some mystic arsonist that's burning up the whole world. They can't even put out the fires because they are blazed by meteorites. The meteorites have to cool off before the fire will go out. And nobody want to hear what God have to say about it. Well, we're going to hear what God have to say about it. Deuteronomy 32:22. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and this fire shall burn unto the lowest hell.
Incredibly diverse in the internals. It's just the diversity of this cast here. It's a diverse team.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with Jack Kirby and honoring the creation of the characters, and it just led us to look for a diverse cast who happened to be a diverse cast.
They're incredibly diverse in the internals. It's just the diversity of this cast here and bringing diversity to the forefront and the screen here. You are such a champion for diversity, and you're a woman of color as well, and making sure that there's representation.
This superhero team looks like the world.
Diversity.
It's amazing.
The theme is just how diverse this cast is and what they represent. Some people will see themselves represented in it.
It's not the typical cast. Everybody looks different. Everybody sounds different.
Diversity.
A lot of people are going to see themselves as superheroes for the first time.
This cast, it's like a diverse cast of superheroes.
So what I love about being a part of this universe is the diversity and the inclusion. We all are inclusive.
For so many of them, they spoke about representation. They spoke about diversity, inclusion.
What are you going to do? Tie those sheets together. All right. You know what kind of knife you're going to use? That's nice so you don't fall down. Plug it. Lay it. Anybody have anything to add?
Hello, everyone. So this was sent to me by a friend on Twitter, and it is from Saskatchewan. It's a 79-page document that lays out exactly how they can take you and force you to go to a secure isolation site, aka camp, which was another conspiracy theory just a year ago that was never going to come true. In this camp, they can tell you how many hours of exercise you have, when you get to eat, when you get to sleep. They also have a section, I believe it's 7.0, that says that if you are agitated or uncontrollable, they can medicate you. They have a section in there somewhere in the 79 pages that says that if you are living with a COVID person or a person who hasn't been vaccinated for COVID, they could take both you and your vaccinated member to the camp, but you'd have to go on separate buses. It's all kinds of neat stuff. I am not sure exactly how Canada got to a point where we can be forcibly removed and taken to an isolation center instead of, if you have a cold, you stay in your house.
Brings me to today's announcement. We've developed an injection. Call it a vitamin supplement, designed to strengthen the immune system.
Not just strengthen it, I'm told, but supercharge it to help fight off numerous forms of cancer, other diseases, even stave off the effects of aging.
All true. We'll be offering the injections around the clock at our healing centers in the days to come.
This thing that Anna's calling a vitamin injection, she's lying.
How do you know?
A couple of years ago, I took out a cell of these scientists. They were working on an injection. Try to mass produce and distribute it among humans.
If you're going to put something harmful into a vitamin, then why do you go on television? Make such a big deal about it.
Anna wouldn't make an announcement like this if it wasn't something big. I know what I'm talking about. They've reactivated this plan.
So they're gonna what? They're gonna take us out one shot at a time?
No, this is part of something that's just much bigger.
see this.
R6.
What the hell is R6?
It's what they're putting in their vitamin shot.
They're experimenting on people.
Is that the vitamin shot?
No, it's the flu vaccine. They're not mixing their drug into the vitamin shot. They're mixing it into our flu vaccine. Shipment leaves tomorrow.
La idea de la llorería sale de la frase que se usa en España para cuando no quieres preocuparte de los problemas del otro, te llaman a llorar a la llorería. Tú vete a tu rinconcito donde, con tus propios sentimientos y no hables de ellos, que es justo lo que nosotros queremos destigmatizar, que sí que se puede hablar de los sentimientos.
I think it's an excellent idea to visualize the widespread of the mental health issue. And I think it's a really fun take on it to call it the crying room because of the Spanish expression, if you want to cry, go to the crying room.
Oh my God, guys, I'm freaking out. What am I gonna do? Just kidding, I already scheduled the appointment. I am what conservatives fear!
So I have one of my students here, and I wanted to answer this question for you all. What do I do, or what do you do if you mess up and say Miss Roby or Mrs. Roby? What happens then?
Then I'll just say Teacher Roby.
What do I say sometimes if you mess up sometimes?
Teacher Roby.
I just say Teacher Roby, and then what happens after that?
And then I say it.
And we just move on?
Yeah.
There's really not anything, it's not a big deal.
No.
Do I ever hurt your feelings if you mess up?
No.
Okay. But overall, how do you feel about calling your teacher Teacher Roby?
Fine.
Is it weird?
No.
You're cool with it? Yep. What do you have to say for all the people who think it's weird?
Stay out the comments.
Stay out the comments. Let them know. Okay, Alana.
I gotta get a list. This dude.
Provided an update on its newest tool, a robot dog. Spot, the $150,000 robot purchased earlier this year, is used to screen individuals at homeless sites on Oahu. HPD says since the start of the pandemic, the sites have taken in more than 1,700 homeless individuals and have had only 14 positive COVID cases. They believe the mitigation procedures put in place and other technologies such as Spot have helped keep the numbers down.
Having the ability to deploy something that can do all the interaction with someone on a mobile platform and take the possibility of transmission out of the equation, for me, I really don't think that over over the long term, $150,000 is a waste.
Spot is able to take a person's temperature from 7 feet away in a fraction of a second. It also has two-way communication capability and can deliver PPE, food, and water to someone who does test positive for COVID.
Now, this video is next level weird. You remember the black flying octopuses or squids I showed in my last UFO compilation? I called them octosquids. While many people were putting those down to simply being nothing but kites, and I'm not going to argue that. Although I do think there is something a lot more mysterious to these octosquids than simply kites. It really is starting to feel like our world is merging with another alien world. The film The Mist springs to mind. Well, while people can claim that the previous sightings could have been kites, this next one is kind of worrying. At first glance, it looks like a kite. It starts off red in color, then changes to black while altering its shape, and then it decides to independently move off into the clouds before vanishing completely. This was filmed over Dover, Delaware on September 10th.
What is that? Morphing into something weird. I don't know what that is. Any ideas, anybody? That is weird. I was gonna say a kite at first, but no, it's too big for a kite. I'm losing focus because of the trees.
Is it like opening in two parts?
Yeah, it's got two parts to it now. Not sure what it is.
Now it's, oh, maybe it's going more, it looks far.
Looks like it's going away.
Yeah, so now it looks a little bit darker.
Mm-hmm. Sun's going down. All right, I'm done. Where'd it go? Is it gone?
Yeah, I can barely see it. You can just see like a little dot.
It's getting into the clouds. There it goes. It's gone.
Carrie, what is that?
No idea.
Holy crap!
Look what's going on out here. Everybody needs to see this. There's the main highway right there. Looks like we got an active COVID quarantine site going in here. So everything's been logged, all of that. Just wanted to show you guys the main road there.
Check that out. They got a gate here. There's also a gate over there by that dozer. 2 gates going into this place. Looks like they're just getting to work on it. There you have it, folks. They're doing it. They're coming along and eating.
Important update I have ever done. I'm going to show you this on our computer as well. The reason why they're bringing the army in is to install martial law into the UK. It has absolutely nothing to do with the petrol crisis. This is very obvious. They have now introduced a plan B to install the New World Order and install all the. This is horrendously concerning. This is the reason why they are bringing the army onto the streets. We know these elites and politicians lie to us throughout. You can see here on the BBC, they are telling you they are bringing the army onto the streets and they are trying to sneak this past you. This is to bypass our parliament. The MPs have stood up for us and now they are trying to illegally bypass our parliament and bypass the British democracy. This is concerning. We need to be aware of what they do. Exact same thing. They are going to bring the army onto the streets and martial law is going to be declared through biosecurity, the exact same way they have done in Australia. Be aware of this.
To understand the truth about Walmart, you first need a history lesson. The founder, Sam Walton, is long deceased, but his legacy is very much alive. What is he remembered for? Well, you may not know that Sam Walton was a part of the U.S. intelligence agency during World War II and a security chief over internment camps located inside of the United States. These camps held hundreds of thousands of whites of German and Italian descent and Asians of Japanese descent. They were held there after FDR violated their constitutional rights. Sam Walton oversaw these prisoners of war.
At the Albany, California targets. Does this look like a department store to you? Oh, look at this, look at this. The only windows are in the front. You go around the side, it's just all iron. Giant slabs of metal. Look at this fence. Is this for the garden center? What is this fence? I don't know what they're trying to keep out of here. Look at this fence. What the? This is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Look at this. This is not a department store. There's no windows. Look at the side. Look at the side here. It's like the whole just. Look at this. Look at this. And then here's the train tracks right here. Train tracks right here.
Guys, 16, I have almost 58,000 followers and all I can get is 16 people to see my videos. Well, follow me on Instagram. That's where the fun happens.
TikTok hates the gospel. Here's the proof. I just got off the live stream where I was preaching the Bible and the gospel, and sure enough, it was banned for community guidelines because talking about Jesus, the rapture, and Israel was just too much for them.
So I've not been doing a lot on TikTok lately, simply for the fact that they've just been taking away hundreds of my followers and they shadow banned my account. I kept getting blocked.
Well, looks like TikTok is targeting and censoring Christians. They banned my account today and I am no longer able to post. If you've ever seen my content, you would know that all I do is post encouraging Christian content. I preach the gospel of Jesus to 1.2 million people every single day. It looks like there is an agenda at play here. Of all the crazy, horrendous things that TikTok allows on their app, they refuse to allow my Christian content. Nice.
According to TikTok, Bible studies and Jesus are now considered hate speech. The reason I have been posting in the past 2 weeks is because I've been banned, as you can see here. And one of the videos that I was banned for was about a Bible study. It was considered hate speech. But if people are burning Bibles, then it's freedom of expression. And if girls want to stick their booties in the air, then it's dancing.
My name is Santo. What brings you here on this beautiful day?
Dzień dobry, Santo. Nasze bliskie, które są w niebie, mają kontakt z nami.
Let us pray.
Santo is programmed with 2,000 years of knowledge about the Catholic faith.
I think it is impressive. It's a bit like Catholic Alexa.
Do you think that it gave you a satisfying answer?
Well, I think that's the problem with artificial intelligence, that sometimes those answers are very vague. He's helping you finding the own answer.
People here said they prefer a human priest, but they were surprisingly open-minded. One of them said anything that brings you closer to God is a good thing.
Okay, let's talk about this facial that you're obsessed with. How many, did you get the whole cast of Ocean's 8 to do
Not
this?
everybody.
Okay, good, smart ones.
Just those that I thought would appreciate it.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby. That's what it is.
Okay.
Who comes up with this?
I don't think, it's not like I'm lying there with little pieces all over my face. It's like,
Who thinks of collecting it and having it for, we'll do something with this someday.
And why didn't we come up with that?
Right. We'd be rich.
Yeah, and so we call it, I call it the penis facial, and I think when you see how good it is to your face, you too will run to your local facialist and say, give me the penis.
Dude, everything is literally empty. No cheese, no egg.
Guys, look at this Walmart. Everything is empty. Nothing is.
We have been reporting here on the dozens of cargo ships waiting off both coasts. Tonight, the warning about what's to come and what we're seeing in stores already. And the advice we heard for shoppers going into the holiday season. It got our attention today. Here's ABC's Kaylee Harton.
Tonight, empty shelves lining more stores nationwide. Some retailers complaining product shortages are becoming as bad as they were at the start of the pandemic. Costco once again limiting purchases of toilet paper and paper towels. From Nike to Apple, American businesses feeling the pinch.
What the fuck is this?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What is this?
I purchased this roast yesterday at Publix, October 4th, 2021, at a net weight of 3.86 pounds. Total price $25.05 before taxes. I hear that prices are going to go up in the next 2 to 3 months. Let's see how much this cost in that period of time.
Grocery store visit part 3. Last time.
We got a second crew pass
To understand the problem on the ground, you first need to see it from the air.
We're flying right over the anchorages just south of the ports of Los Angeles, Long Beach.
This is where the global supply chain meets the U.S. economy, says Coast Guard Commander Stephen Bohr.
It's record-breaking. It's unprecedented. There are more ships than there are parking spots. We are effectively operating a cell phone waiting lot in the Pacific Ocean.
Shank uses it to open his front door and manipulate his smartphone. Chrissy Heischman uses hers instead of a key card at work. They're among a growing number of people implanting technology under their skin.
We don't want to carry devices. We want devices built into us.
It is about the size of a grain of basmati rice.
I got it.
Can buy their goodies here in the break room by just using their hand. And 6 cents, guys. So the question again, as we asked you last week, are you ready to be chipped, guys? Let's send it back to you.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not for a Kit Kat bar.
You will be chipped. It's just a matter of time. That's what analysts and educators tell us.
A microchip implanted beneath the skin gives people the same capabilities as dozens of cards and devices.
Thousands in Sweden have already begun receiving the implants for easier financial transactions. Analysts say this is the future, and it's just a matter of time.
The fingerprints and eye scans of every Indian in the country are being taken and collated into an online database. When complete, everyone will have a unique 12-digit identity number. It'll enable them to access India's vast and unwieldy welfare state.
So, friends, the question of how a tattoo could be linked to a global economy, that question is now irrelevant. Because the system is already in place. The ability to place a microchip either on or within individuals is the future. Everything is leading to it. And the first step to getting there is to form a cashless society. And that's basically where we are now. What do we use? Debit cards, credit cards. And in recent years, those very cards that we use have been inserted with what? Chips. To track your movement, to track your identity, and to track what you buy. The system is already here. When the Antichrist arrives on the scene, he's not going to have to create a worldwide tracking economic system because it's already in place. You know, I bet when John was receiving the vision, I bet he wondered how on earth could a mark, a tattoo, be connected to a worldwide economic system and track who has it or not.
Summer in 2021. Forest fires in Albania, Kosovo, Greece, USA, Turkey, Canada. From the 11th of July until today. The fires are extremely difficult to stop and keep breaking out. Floods in Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Switzerland, the Netherlands, France, Great Britain, and Italy. Since mid-May. The 24th of June, 2021, tornado in the Czech Republic. With over 320 km/h. The 26th of June, 2021, huge hailstones in Italy. The hailstones were not infrequently larger than 10 centimeters.
fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume, it will change actually us, our own identity, and of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation also of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami. It will be like a tsunami.
It fits in the corner of a room and it beams in a 4K resolution image in real time. You can create, you could beam anybody from anywhere to anywhere in real time. And when you're looking into the camera, you're looking into your audience's eye.
When the deception comes, if you're not a born-again believer, you'll be swept away with it. The deception will be greater than you ever imagined in your life as to what happens. People in the high places are Satanists. They're Illuminati. Spiritual power in high places that will bring about a one-world government.
A 4.5 magnitude earthquake shook La Palma in Spain's Canary Islands in what was the strongest recorded tremor since volcanic eruptions began 26 days ago, authorities said Thursday. The quake was one of around 60 recorded overnight. A 4.5 magnitude earthquake shook La Palma in Spain's Canary Islands in what was the strongest recorded tremor since volcanic eruptions began 26 days ago, authorities said Thursday. The quake was one of around 60 recorded overnight, Spain's National Geographic Institute said, as the Cumbre Vieja volcano continued to spew fiery rivers of lava that are destroying everything in their path and dumping molten rock into the Atlantic Ocean. The lava has partially or completely destroyed more than 1,600 buildings, about half of them houses, officials said, though prompt evacuations have so far prevented any deaths.
This is Walmart in North Carolina.
Can you get off from this? Can you get off from? No, I can't. Don't
I'm here at Walmart and I'm just wondering if I'm missing something. Why is there an aisle full of black buckets?
So I've been talking about a Walmart lot. So we're going to go in Walmart today and I'm going to show y'all what I've been experiencing and what I've been looking at. So stay tuned, watch the video. Oh yeah, and there's no bacon. No bacon. No bacon at all.
Look at all these body bags in here. I don't know what they're getting ready for. Bunch of them though.
Alright. All people talking all that shit. Here you go. Tell me what this says. Can't do it all. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Walmart gas chamber.
Let me show y'all something. This is the gas chamber that everybody keep talking about in Walmart. They just built this literally last night. This was not here yesterday. This was not here. Look at that. Look how big it is. Then look, you even have a pressure gauge. You got like a lock.
This is New Haven, Connecticut Walmart. Wow. This is so sad. This is what Joe Biden has done. Oh, look. Empty. Empty. Oh, no, look. It's full. But who's eating whipped cream for lunch? Empty. Almost empty. Almost empty. Almost empty. Empty! Well, I guess nobody really cares for Marie Challenger's. Wow. Empty ice cream.
So we came here today to raise awareness for the Dead Sea that is disappearing because of many cultural, political, and economical reasons that are not of the interest of the public. It's a really important treasure here in the Middle East, and it's going to disappear really quite soon if we don't act now. So it was very important for us to come here and participate in this provocation of an art show.
I'm going to be using and working with the brave participants to form salt pillars, which reference the salt pillars formed by springs in the Dead Sea when fresh water enters the Dead Sea, which we need a lot of, which reference the salt pillars formed by springs in the Dead Sea when fresh water enters the Dead Sea, which we need a lot of. And also, it references the biblical story of Lot.
Bro, Walmart knows exactly what they're doing. Look at this.
Right. What the fuck's going on? In the world, plausible theory, thus. Okay, right, take it with a pinch of salt. I'm random TikTok blokes, it's speculation. I'm not qualified. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Right. The economy. The financial system, as we all know it, is fucked. It's irreparable. All the governments know it, right? So the plan is to replace it and all of our systems, financial, economic, civil, with something completely brand new. The plan has already been conceptualised, documented, agreed upon and mobilised, right? And it's been ramping up overtly for the last year. But time's running out to get the plan implemented before we all find out what's going on. The current financial system is so fucked that the only way to fix it is essentially to temporarily prop it up with loads of cash and then throw it in the bin and start again. So what will your future look like once we've built back better, to coin the World Economic Forum phrase? Well, firstly, there'll be a new digital currency. Not a digital readout of your current bank balance in the current banking system, a crypto, presumably, of some nature, right? It'll be something that's brand new. Secondly, there'll be a digital 5G smart grid, connecting everything from telco to media, driverless cars, drones, household appliances, utilities, waste management, emergency services, retail systems, airlines, public transport, and so on, right? And thirdly, there'll be a mandatory if you want to partake in the system, digital ID. that holds all of your personal information, medical records, driving license and record, financial info and bank balance, government services, travel info, criminal history, tax recordings, earnings, licenses, subscriptions, rental agreements, your carbon footprint, and most likely a social credit scoring system which determines your ability to access the systems based on your compliance with it and with society as a whole, right? The fundamental backbone of this new society structure and strategy requires everyone to be on a universal digital platform with a unique individual digital ID. There's no other way it can happen. Absolutely no other way it can happen. But how do they encourage, motivate and demand that you adopt the new digital ID system? What better way than to limit your freedoms because of a virus? And then set you free once they can verify digitally that you've had the cure. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm not saying I have concrete evidence to prove it. I'm just saying it looks like this is where it's heading, and it seems to be heading there rapidly, right? So if you're happy to participate, then strap in and hold tight, because this hasn't happened before, and you're the guinea pig. If you're not happy to participate, now might be the time to think seriously about what your options are.
Bullshit.
There's a great debate going on whether or not in the 21st century, in the second quarter of the 21st century, can democracies function with things moving so rapidly? And I can tell you, a couple of the folks I've had spent a lot of time with of late, Mr. Putin and Mr. Xi Jinping.
I'm sorry, who?
They really believe that autocracies are the only way forward because they can act quickly and decisively. It's not a joke.
What we are hearing from Beijing is that the outbreak is contained to the Chrysanthemum complex in Hong Kong. 2 deaths and 10 suspected cases.
Defining contained.
They're using the same protocols established for SARS. They're quarantining the complex and screening for symptoms.
Kowloon is the most densely populated area in the world, and Hong Kong is a harbor. It's going to spread.
We're isolating the sick and quarantining those who we believe were exposed.
Okay, good.
We have 47 cases and 8 deaths as of 5 this afternoon. It's a weekend. These numbers might be low. People are staying home for a couple of days, see if they get any better.
So at this point, I think we have to believe this is respiratory.
Any ideas what that might be for this?
How fast it multiplies depends on a variety of factors. The incubation period, how long a person is contagious. Sometimes people can be contagious without even having symptoms. We need to know that too.
There are stories circulating on the internet that in India and elsewhere, the drug ribavirin has been shown to be effective against this virus. Yet, Homeland Security is telling the CDC not to make any announcements until stockpiles of the drug can be secured.
Well, Dr. Gupta, there continue to be evaluations of several drugs. Ribavirin is among them. But right now, our best defense has been social distancing. No handshaking, staying home when you're sick, washing your hands frequently.
As the death toll in the United States is now believed to have reached 2.5 million, the president issued a statement today from an undisclosed location implementing mandatory curfews in major metropolitan areas after a second consecutive day of riots in Dallas, Miami, Cleveland, and Phoenix.
Did you know about the studies when we met the last time? We can get in a lot of trouble.
You really think this Dr. Hextall CDC person is Jesus in a lab coat? The government rushed the trials. The lawyers indemnified the drug companies. Maybe it causes autism or narcolepsy or cancer 10 years from now. Who knows? The swine flu vaccine killed people back in 1976. Nerve disease. So we're all guinea pigs, starting from today. Just wait. They'll start listing side effects like the credits at the end of a movie.
Alana, what are the headlines?
Flooding in Tennessee is expected to continue through the weekend. President Pence plans to visit the affected areas. The Federal Pandemic Agency has released new guidelines for combating the emerging viral outbreak.
This place is an absolute pigsty. Where in the hell is Christina?
Oh, Christina texted she died.
What?
Her daughter, someone texted. You okay?
There's got to be a vaccine.
Look, I'm sorry about that little show back there, but...
You missed the spot.
If you're working alone, wear a mask.
I'm not afraid to be seen standing up to these guys.
The mask's not for you. It's to protect the people you care about. Count to 5, then throw. The mask's not for you. It's to protect the people you care about.
Don't pay a cent. Not a single little red cent. Now, I don't care.
One eye,
I'm a capitalist.
666. Just wanted to share this with everybody. This is the Democrat National Convention logo. You'll notice the star in the logo is a pentagram. Something else you'll notice is that this star, this pentagram that's in the D here, is also, I'm going to show you here, it is something else about it here. I'm going to bring this pentagram up here, and I'm going to show you what happens when you turn this pentagram 18 degrees to the left. Ready? Watch this. 18 degrees to the left. Now watch what happens here. Watch this. I'd say that's a pretty nice fit there. 18 degrees to the left. And that is in the DNC National Convention's logo. I just wanted to share that with everyone. Because a lot of people might not have noticed that, but they definitely probably wouldn't notice that it's turned 18 degrees to the left. And what does 18 symbolize? 666.
Hey guys, so I got the first dose of my microchip today, and honestly the reason I got it is because I was thinking really deeply about stuff and everything, like Project Bluebeam and all of that. And honestly, like when the UFO comes down to take everybody that got the vaccine up, you know, since we're all magnetic and stuff like that, I don't want to be left on Earth watching like mom, dad, grandma, sister, and everyone float away to this UFO. I want to come with them. So I got vaccinated.
What is Walmart trying to tell us?
Video. Okay, he's taking everything out of his pockets. Make sure your pockets are empty. Look at that.
Got it? That's it.
Go for it.
Wish me luck. This looks like a pound worth or some shit.
So Matt got his second vaccine yesterday and he's going off. I got my flu vaccine today, so I'm going to test it. Just got my flu vaccine. No. So it's just your vaccine.
Family, I'm at a different grocery store. This is Kroger. Was hoping to get bacon. Everything's gone to the roof. I mean, the bacon. It's the same one. Oh, look at that. Who would spend that much for bacon? Look at that. Keep hoping I can get it, and I can find one like $4.49 too bad.
Does your Walmart look like this?
If you are not ready for the day, it cannot always be night.
Hundreds of cameras feed over 1.7 terabytes of data per second to Walmart's new AI system. Welcome to the future.
MasterCard and the United Nations are joining forces to monitor the carbon effect of your credit card purchases. And then you'll hit your carbon max and it'll stop working. Hey, of course it's voluntary for now. The new credit card is called Doconomy. And on the back of the card, it's going to say, I am taking responsibility for every transaction I make to help protect the planet. This is a social credit score, and it's a proof of concept. The Doconomy CO2 credit card website claims it is the largest initiative ever taken by a bank in educating its users on the impact of consumption. They say themselves they want to set a global standard for carbon calculations. That's the key. Once they have their numbers in place, then they can give every single purchase you make a score and punish you directly. This is what China does. And of course, this will only be enforced on you and me and any businesses that don't go along with their scheme. And banks are going to enforce it.
Last time the world was upside down, we were in the days of Noah, and God sent a flood upon this earth. And it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. And Noah warned the people that it was going to rain, and there was going to be a flood. And he was laughed at, mocked, he was scoffed at. We're in the days of Noah again, but this time, it's going to be brimstone and fire.
If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Sam. I have borderline personality disorder and ADHD, but I also have a degree in finance, so I help people with brains that work kind of like mine learn how to manage their money. A question I see on social media all the time is like, why in school did they teach us about the Pythagorean theorem, but they didn't teach us how to manage our finances? There's a reason for that. You see, the school system, as it functions today, was originally set up in response to the Industrial Revolution. You see, they had all these factories, and they needed people to work at them, but they were dealing with all of these people that had come from agrarian societies and were kind of used to doing their own thing. So they needed a way to teach people from a very young age how to show up somewhere in the morning, stay there all day without asking too many questions, leave in the evening, and then do it all again tomorrow. And teach them like the minimal skills that they need to function in a factory setting. And that's what they're still doing. And that's why you're not taught how to build wealth. Because the goal was to create workers that will continue to create more wealth for those at the top who are already wealthy.
The rich don't work for money. And most people don't understand that because they've already been genetically programmed from parents and schools to go to school and get a job and work hard for money. Now, the harder you work for money, the poorer you get. And the reason for that is money was designed to steal our wealth. You know, I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, because it makes me richer. The economy is pretty bad in America, and they're rushing back to school. Gotta be stupid. School teaches you nothing about money. There's fewer and fewer jobs, and taxes are higher. Why would you do that? You know, if you save money, you're taxed. You work hard, you're taxed. And you put your money in a retirement plan, you're taxed. That's not that intelligent, but that's what they teach you in school. So,
have you ever wondered who really runs the world? Everything you know is a lie, and the people who are really in control are...
Jesus, can we turn on the lights for once?
Some of us have hangovers, all right?
Our office manages every conspiracy in the world. Can you manage to show up on time?
Reagan Ridley, you are so smart, but your people skills, woof.
Everyone remember to do time cards! Time cards!
That's why I brought in someone to co-lead the team.
Brett Hand, thrilled to be serving whoever gives me approval.
You're just some yes man.
Yes, man.
These people are trying to push you out of the company just like you did to me.
Dad, you weren't pushed out. You were fired. You almost exposed to the deep state because you wanted a ride to Wetzel's Pretzels. You're lucky I called the snipers off. Gary, no. No. Ha ha. Save it for stand-up night, Gary. I know that I could make the world a better place. If I didn't have to deal with all of this.
The throne, bro!
What the hell? Are you all high? Oh, God. Wake up, sheeple!
Welcome to Inhuman Resources. I'm Mr. Mothman. I'm a Mothman.
Getting kind of sick of all the feedback on my personality. I've worked my whole life for this job, and I run the shit out of this office. But HR was right about one thing. I am difficult. Reagan! Reagan! Ha-ha! Suck my dick!
You do want to take over the world, right?
Everyone wants that.
Honey, denial isn't just a river I tried to steal with a laser.
I don't think they're being honest with us about who's really in control. I can be your Denzel from Training Day.
And she needs to know she can trust you. Smoke this PCP.
What?
Man the fuck up and finish that shit. I know you like to get wet, dog.
Reagan, help! Tell this thing I never saw Training Day. I turned it off when I realized it wasn't an exercise video.
Sorry, these things are so literal sometimes.
Everything.
Yeah.
And the realization once again, the fragility of this planet, the coming catastrophic event, the fragility of this planet, the coming catastrophic event.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Yeah, the director of the Port of Los Angeles thinks this is going to extend well into next year.
The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?
Is it possible, brothers and sisters, that Satan is using these celebrities and movies as godlike weapons against us? Up until 1999, the Oscars was held at a building called the Shrine, which was founded by William Florence and Walter Fleming, two high-ranking Scottish Rite Freemasons. Hollywood has long been interested in Freemasonry. Gene Autry, John Wayne, Nat King Cole, Duke Ellington, C.C. DeMille, Clark Gable, Walt Disney, Oliver Hardy, you name it, the list goes on. Many celebrities have come out and admitted their connection to Freemasonry. In the book Morals and Dogma, written by Albert Pike, on page 321, Freemasons let us know exactly who their God is. It says, Lucifer, the light bearer, strange and mysterious name given to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning, it is he who bears the light. And with it, splendors intolerable, blinds, feeble, sensual, or selfish souls, doubt it not. When the movie Life is Beautiful was awarded at the Oscars, the camera quickly pulls back and shows a wide of the stage. When you pause it, you can see elements of Freemasonry built into the very set. If you look at a Masonic tracing board, a tool a Mason uses to teach and educate people involved in Freemasonry how to spot things that are connected to that organization, you can see the checkered floor, you can see the archways, you can see the sun motif in the background. All of these are letting you know exactly who owns this organization. When the Oscars moved from 1999 from the Shriners Building to the Kodak Theater, where it currently resides today, you can still see a lot of these elements of Freemasonry incorporated into the stage. You have the sun motif in the ceiling. You have the checkered flags upon the stage and the arches. Outside of the Kodak Theater, you have the gate to Ishtar, and you have Babylonian gods put on the outside of the gate. The whole area surrounding the Kodak Theater was designed after a 1916 movie called Intolerance, where they recreated the very set that they had for Babylon. They have the same exact elephants. They have the same exact gate of Ishtar. They have the same exact Babylonian gods over the top of the gates. You see, if you go and visit the very home of the Oscars, where they hold it each year, you can see a plaque on the wall that says the Babylonian Court. At the 2016 Oscars for Best Cinematography Award, the camera shows you the stage and you see an unmistakable Tower of Babel embedded into the design.
Observers thought this video showed Pope Francis performing an exorcism. It created a buzz on social media sites. The Vatican strongly denied that the Pope was performing an exorcism. It said the Pope was conveying blessings. The Pope was conveying blessings.
you think.
And I really feel like your viewers and all of America need to know about what this shielding approach is, because again, it's being built right now. These camps are being built right now in neighborhoods, and they're about to unleash this on us. We know that a lot of people have been talking about how Biden is probably going to issue another lockdown, another nationwide lockdown. Along with that is this, what they're calling a shielding approach. And what the shielding approach is removing people from their households, from their families, even separating couples who they believe are high risk, right? High risk for COVID, and putting them in these camps. The camps will be built all over different communities all across the nation. Every city will have these camps.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tony Hawk, and I recently became an ambassador for Liquid Death Mountain Water. Apparently, I didn't read the fine print, and now Liquid Death officially owns my soul. And my blood, too? I don't know. It's very confusing. They're taking my blood, and we're going to use it for skateboard graphics. So they're going to mix my blood into the paint and do a limited run of skateboards using my real blood in the graphics. But some of the profits will go towards killing plastic pollution and to building skate parks in underserved communities. Yeah, so I guess go to liquiddeath.com to get skateboards with my blood in it.
You can just scroll if you don't like it. This is just my personal story. So I consider myself to be part of the LGBTQ community from ages like 12, 13 to like 19. Like for the first week of like this June, I was still celebrating Pride Month. And I also used to think that, you know, like it wasn't a choice for me. Like this is just the way I was. And it caused me a lot of depression. And it was one of the reasons why I tried to like myself, you know, in high school. And my dad is a pastor. Like I had to live with this my whole life. So if anyone understands the, oh, you guys are so hateful attitude, I understand that. And I think the reason why I never even came to God so long was because I was never addressed in such a loving way. It was always just you're a sinner, change who you are. And I was like, I can't change that, you know? And it wasn't until I realized that it was not my job to change. My job was to give all my problems to God. Because the thing is, without God in my life, yeah, it was something that I couldn't change. It was something I couldn't control. It was just a part of me. And it wasn't until that I gave it to God that I started to see the change happening. And it also doesn't go away like overnight. I mean, there's some cases where it does, but like me, it didn't go away overnight. I didn't give my life to God and then wake up cis het. It took a while for it to really get to the point where I am now. And the same thing applies to like a lot of my other temptations. There were a lot of other things that I was like, no, this is literally just ingrained in me. Like, there's no way I can change this. But now I'm like, oh, well, this is a bit more under my control now. Of course, I still get tempted sometimes, but it's really not as strong as it used to be. I went from a place of feeling like I could never change this and this is just how I was going to be for the rest of my life to like, oh, yeah, like it doesn't really bother me that much anymore. I've seen a lot of Christians who like are Christian and identify as like something under the LGBTQ community. And the way they use their backing is saying that as long as you don't commit the sin, then you're okay. While that is true, you also do need to look at your heart. A lot of sin starts in the heart. It's like the saying where like if you hate someone in your heart, you've already committed murder. Just because you haven't done the action doesn't mean you haven't already done it in your heart. I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of people say that. And I know change isn't immediate, you know, things take time. But like you shouldn't use the label if you're Christian. I'm not forcing you to change that if you don't want to. I'm just putting out my personal opinion and belief. Anyways, that's kind of part of my testimony, I guess. I still have a lot more to cover, but I hope that helped a little bit. Keep the comments respectful, people.
In case you all wanted to know where these FEMA camps are located, here's a map. As you can see, they have different regions where these FEMA camps are located. So you can see they're all over America. I did a little bit more digging, and then I found this article. And then this says here there are over 800 prison camps in the United States, which most of us probably know, and all are fully operated and ready to receive prisoners. They are all staffed and even surrounded by the full-time guards, but they are mostly empty. These camps are to be operated by FEMA. Should martial law need to be implemented in the United States, and all it would take is a presidential signature, Biden, on a proclamation, and the Attorney General's signature on a warrant, to which a list of names are attached. Now, I'm pretty sure they're already in the process of doing this. As you can see, the video I just uploaded, where Joe Biden was speaking about how these FEMA camps need to be implemented. So this tells me that their plans are moving ahead and they're actually going to go through with this shit. So what are we going to do?
This is Baphomet, worshipped by Satanists. They even made a statue, and this is the logo of the devil, and it was made by the Satanic Temple. But do y'all see anything familiar? Look at the stomach. We have 2 snakes on a rod. Seen it before? Logo on hospitals and pharmacies, 2 snakes on a rod. Which makes sense, so let me explain. Greek meaning of pharmacy is pharmakon. Hopefully I said that right. And the Greek meaning of that is wizardry, spells, and all kinds of sorcery, which is witchcraft. Because you're healing or fixing something with a remedy. Sounds familiar. Medicines, pills, a remedy. They normalize these kinds of things, so we just bypass it. It's literally right in front of our eyes. It's right here. They normalize these things way too much, and we always miss it.
So I'm going to tell you about the fig tree generation that a lot of people are talking about on this platform, and a lot of people still do not understand. I'm going to explain it in the most simplest way possible, okay? So Israel was made a nation again in 1948. According to Psalms chapter 90, verses 10, a generation lasts from 70 to 80 years. 80 years from 1948 is 2028, minus 7 years is 2021, which is suspected for the rapture to happen this year. Nobody knows the day or the hour. I'm not date setting or anything, but that's what a lot of people are suspecting to happen. And you go back to Psalms chapter 90, verses 10, the very last sentence, it says that we fly away. You go to 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verses 17, 18, it says that we will be caught up in the air with the Lord. So basically, that's in the simplest way possible. That is the fig tree generation prophecy that a whole bunch of people are prophesying right now. Like I said before, I'm not date setting. If he does come back, that's great. If he doesn't, then dang, because how this world is going on right now, we're screwed. So, yeah.
Members of Congress and their staff are exempt from Biden's vaccine mandate. Seriously, man, these people. There it is right there. President Joe Biden's new vaccine mandates for federal employees don't apply to members of Congress or those who work for Congress or the federal court system. Do you need to know or see anything else? This should be it. This should be game over. It's kind of like, Nancy.
Bible? Oh, yes, that's right. We have all the scriptures. We're able to read everything, even the very words of Jesus. You can read too? I can only dream of such a thing. I bet you read it every day and you pore over every word, studying and memorizing. I bet it must be so nice to have something so precious with you all the time. I bet you've read it all, the whole thing, dozens of times. Maybe a little bit. When I have time. I'm really super into my current Netflix binge. What is this, flicking a net? Why would you flick a net? But I do try and carve out a few minutes each day for my quiet time. I'm just so busy and there's just so much going on. With the kids' soccer practice and my book club. Oh, and my favorite, Wind Down Wednesday. It's so good with some brie cheese.
Symbolism in Nike shoes.
And you like playing basketball just like me, I would encourage you to be very cautious over brands and signature shoes and stuff like that. Today I just received the Nike Kyrie 5, and we all know that Kyrie is a very strange person, and I just received these today, and I already kind of just felt weird with the box. Let me show you that in a second. This is the box.
All-seeing eye.
I don't think I need to say anything. But the thing that got me, that there is a demonic symbol, it seems like. You can see 2 6s in there.
3 6s.
And you can see basically another one.
Main reason
reasons people practice zodiac crystals, evil eye, or all that other stuff is to seek and gain protection. This is the Holy Spirit speaking. Protection, guidance, direction, and information, y'all. The enemy always presents a counterfeit of the real thing, the God thing. God is raising up a nation, okay, to go to neck and neck with the enemy, to warn the people, to disrupt the order. Glory be to God. That's why it's very important that we refer to Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. Whatever it is that you're looking for, y'all, God can give it to you. Oftentimes, y'all, we put more faith in a thing than we put in God.
Watch this video. Know that there is nothing you can feel that Jesus hasn't felt. The scriptures say he was a man of sorrows, acquainted with deepest grief. Jesus knows what it means to feel pain, to feel unwanted, lonely, and betrayed by someone he loved, to be despised and rejected. We do not serve a God who is distant and disconnected. We serve a God whose heart breaks with ours, who understands our pain more than anyone ever will. So take comfort in that, and know that one day he promises to wipe every tear from your eyes. There will be no more death, or sorrow, or crying, or pain. All these things will be gone forever.
And today I have a dream to share, and I'm just going to speak to my dream. In my dream, I saw there was, in America, I saw there's a flood, and the flood killed people. I saw we were floating, me and my sister, land nanang big. I saw we were in the bubble. Then I saw there's a bridge. It collapsed and a big tsunami comes and the shark come and people are starting running and there's a storm coming and the water's rising up the water's rising up. So then I saw when the water's rising up, many people were killed and the shark just eat other people. I saw there's a guy and then I saw there's a building with, like an Egyptian building. I saw people were running inside there and I saw there's big pots, large pots, the size of a shark. Then I saw there's a person get in the pot, giant pot. Then I saw the shark was trying to get him, the pot break and the person was killed. And many people were dead and half of them survived with a helicopter coming and getting the people. So that's my dream. It just ended quickly. So bye guys and God bless. Listen to God's voice.
Do you remember that Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp got shut down? Remember that? Yeah. That's gonna happen to your bank next. Start drawing out your money and start stocking up on food. Start learning how to fast. Start preparing. Because bigger plans are coming. Tribulations is coming. Dark winter is coming. Everything, mass genocide is coming. Many dead bodies is coming. It's gonna be a massacre. And people refuse to believe that because you guys live in a third world country that has powerful military that is fully protected. But guess what? Your government don't have enough money. They're out of money. Does that seem suspicious to you? Guess what? They're trying to sell America out. They're trying to, they're trying to make America fall. You see, that the devil, that Lucifer's time is running out. He only has 7 years left. He knows that, and that's why he's working behind the scenes. He's trying to get as much people, and he's trying to bring people down to the bottomless pit with him. And that's why he wants people to take the mark of the beast. Well, the mark of the beast isn't here yet, but soon it will be. People need to stand their ground. You need to start stocking up on food. You need to start learning how to fast. And get your weapons. Get a gun, I don't care, get a knife, get anything that you can see. Get a flashlight. It's gonna get dark. Get anything that you can do to protect yourself and to survive during that time. Pray to God. Repent. God is the only way that can save us. No politicians will save us. Trump, okay, let me tell you about Trump. Trump is not on our side. Trump is not on your side. Democrats, Republicans are the two ring on the same bird. You guys refuse to believe that. That's how they separate people based on the political beliefs. That's how people are so divided. Racism, everything. People, you need to start getting a walkie-talkie soon. The blackouts will come. We will have no lights, no communications, no nothing. When people doesn't know what's happening. Well, guess what? Let me tell you what's happening. It's planned. They don't care about you.
Global economy is on the brink of a fall, shutdown, all of that stuff. Supply chain collapsing before our eyes. Now, this is where it gets crazy. The United Nations is coming together for an annual meeting called COP26, the 26th annual meeting of COP, and they are coming together to talk about climate change, environmental sustainability, and stuff. Okay, so today, October 4th, Pope Francis met with a whole bunch of other religious leaders to talk about religious unification towards protecting Mother Earth, okay? Now, the UN is meeting October 31st, Halloween Day. They kick things off. That's suspicious, all right? And they are meeting together to talk about financial unity, government unity, peace, all that sort of stuff. October 31st. Okay, get this. Pope Francis' 7-year Laudato Si action platform was set to begin today, October 4th. It is now pushed back to November 14th. What is this whole thing? Okay, so first of all, they're allowing for 40 days of preparation. Prayer, fasting, stuff like that. That's what the Pope said. This is a powerful type and shadow of the 7-year covenant of Daniel 9:27. The Pope's plan confirms his Laudato Si encyclical for a period of 7 years. This calls for a conversion of the world to a new eco-spirituality, rejects any mention of the gospel whatsoever, and in the opening paragraph assigns praise and glory to Mother Earth. It has a hellish synchronicity also with the Abrahamic family faith house coming together in Abu Dhabi to establish a one world religious center in 2022. This is but the 7-year peace thing, this 7-year peace situation, it is a 7-year covenant towards environmental sustainability and global peace. And when is it being released? At the end of this United Nations meeting. Guys, Jesus could come any day, literally any day. Like the rapture could happen anytime. If you do not know Jesus, you need to know him now. You need to get your life right with him right now. This is absolutely crucial timing. This is absolutely insane. Like all of this stuff that's happening. If you don't know Jesus, please get to know him. If you know Jesus, please share the gospel. The timing is insane. We are under so much spiritual warfare, guys. The fact that the foreshadowing, like October 31st for this thing to happen, any day, I am expecting Jesus any day. Do not delay. Do not hesitate to get your life right with Christ. Repent, turn to the Lord, and be set free from bondage, from sin. Jesus alone can save. It is through him alone.
Weird stuff going on at Walmart.
They must just be Ray doing the sign too.
As a Christian, please understand that you are not being too dramatic when you notice all of these demonic aesthetics that people, especially celebrities, seem to really be into. As a Christian, I am often told that I am doing too much when I notice that a certain costume or visual done by a celebrity or a public figure disturbs my spirit. As God's people, we are called to walk in wisdom and the discernment of the Lord. You feel uncomfortable because there is something ungodly about what is being betrayed before your eyes. Anything that is not of God is of the devil, period. We have to have eyes to see and ears to hear. It is imperative that we discern these things so that we are careful to guard our hearts. There is a scripture that says, I will set nothing wicked before my eyes. I hate the work of those who fall away. It shall not cling to me. A perverse heart shall depart from me. I will not know wickedness. What we allow into our hearts and what we tolerate will eventually shape our morals and values. We don't want to be desensitized to the wicked of the world. We want to expose it.
TikTok. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, right? I watched a TikTok, and you know what the TikTok said? They have black lights as street lights, right? The shit is weird because I thought it wasn't true, right? So I'm looking around, I'm about to go to my job, right? And I'll just show you. Okay, this is the Lynx train, right? This is the Lynx train station. This right here is the epicenter. So, regular street light, then boom, black light. That is look at the leaves. Just look at that. Look at the leaves. Black light. But this shit is weird. What is the government doing?
Why is nobody talking about the children that are going missing every year? Worldwide, 8 million children go missing. And this is not including the children that are not registered in the system, the people that sell their own children. Why is nobody being a voice for these little ones that are being abused and tortured? Why are so many people afraid to speak the truth? I understand that child sacrifices have been going on for many years, but do not normalize it. It's not okay. And even though we can't do much for them, at least be a voice for them. Spread awareness. People, keep watch of your own children. They're putting it out there for everybody to see. This is not okay. They sodomize children. And for the people that do not want to hear this, I am sorry to upset you, but I'm going to tell you the truth. They take newborn babies with the umbilical cord still attached to them, and they put them with animals for the animals to sodomize them or to abuse them. Many of these world leaders, they take their blood and they drink it and they eat their flesh. And you know what they do before that? They take advantage of them because the adrenaline, they say it gives them power when they drink their blood. How demonic and sinful and satanic is that? No child and nobody deserves any of that. Oh, but I'm going to tell you that the Lord is going to trample these monsters. He is going to destroy these wicked, evil, demonic people. These wicked acts will not go unpunished. They will not get away. They will have their punishment. And I'm going to tell you that they like children up to the ages of 12. But babies, infants are like caviar to them. By the age of 4 or 5, that is the cutoff of where they like to abuse these children. Because of their innocence that they take advantage of them. The innocence that they take from them. I pray that many of these people will repent and turn away from these wicked and demonic acts.
Check this out, y'all. So I'm going to go more in depth about how America is actually powered by this mystery religion. So in part 1, I briefly mentioned how America worships the same gods of ancient Babylon. So this is the Statue of Liberty over in New York, right? The truth behind this statue is that it really represents Semiramis. This does not represent freedom like they want y'all to think. It really represents enslavement. First off, the Statue of Liberty was really built by Freemasons. It represents rebellion against God. Look at this. So back in ancient Babylon, she actually told everybody that she was a goddess and that she came down from the moon in an egg. And so one of her other names is Ishtar. And Ishtar translated is actually Easter, and this is how we get the holiday Easter. But she has multiple names and titles, one of them being the Mother of God because she's actually Nimrod's mother. Also the Queen of Heaven, which is what Catholics like to call Mary. But if y'all look, I'm going to show y'all something. So look at this, right? So look at the sun rays behind her head, right? So this actually represents Baal. It represents Baal. So in ancient Babylon, she told everybody that when Nimrod died, he actually ascended up into the sun and should be worshipped as Baal. And she said that she got impregnated by his sun rays. But there are actually other statues that represent the same thing. Look at this same image for the same reason. This is a statue of Marianne, French Republic, Paris, France. Same energy. This is Columbia Pictures.
Peep the sun rays. Same energy. Speaking of Columbia, let's take a look at who is at the top of the U.S. Capitol building. It is the goddess Columbia. She pretty much symbolizes America. Guys, this is just paganism. Columbia is actually just another name for Semiramis, and she's at the top of the U.S. Capitol building. Also, right outside of the U.S. Capitol, we have this Roman god. His name is Mars, and he actually represents Nimrod. And so we have Semiramis and Nimrod, satanic pagan worship, right at the U.S. Capitol. Like, bro, this stuff is honestly so deep, y'all. Like, Semiramis has so many names, like Ashtoreth, Diana of Ephesus. You'll see that in the Bible. But this system was talked about in Revelation. She is the whore of Babylon, the mother of all.
Bite-sized Halloween.
Hi. I'm your new nanny.
I don't need a nanny.
Well, your parents seem to think you do.
What's your favorite color?
Black.
Other than black.
Oh, charcoal.
Why are you all dressed up? It's not Halloween yet.
Can I help you?
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Do you want to find out? You buckled?
I'm still wearing my princess dress.
Do you want to wear it?
Hey, you! Princess! You look like a girl. Why are you wearing that?
Dressing like this makes me feel good.
Is that your nanny? She looks weird. You look weird, your nanny looks weird, you guys are both weird.
No, we're just different.
Boys don't wear dresses.
Whoa!
Whoa! Where is it coming from? What's happening?
Whoa!
We should go.
This transparent strip is made of one of the strongest metallable substance. Studies in lab rats have shown that graphene caused tumors to shrink. Other tests showed that graphene might even make your bones regenerate quicker. But all this comes at a cost. We'll come back to that. If that much graphene oxide entered your bloodstream, the consequences might be dire. Remember, our knowledge of graphene is limited. So, what do we know? Well, studies in mice show that graphene can build up inside the lungs. Graphene sheets only nanometers thick would grow and collect, causing fluids to build up inside your lungs. You could drown on the inside without even touching a drop of water. But what would graphene do to your brain? Well, if you were injected with graphene, a small amount could cross the dreaded blood-brain barrier. This roadblock in your nervous system stops bacteria and viruses from getting into your brain. Now, if graphene enters your brain, most of the mineral would dissolve over the next 2 days. But you're not in the clear yet. The jagged graphene nanoparticles could pierce your blood cells and completely disrupt their function. And if it damages your kidney cells, proteins could leak into your urine. This would make your eyes and ankles swell. This condition, known as nephrotic syndrome, would also kill your appetite. Well, you might have lost that already. While graphene has quickly revolutionized the tech and medical industries, we still don't know what this mineral can do to us in the long run. Is it a miracle of nature?
Well, TikTok, I finally got my letter yesterday. The letter asking you to destroy some crop. Along with the letter, I had to sign for a certified package, which included these two binders, and then, of course, this 3-ring binder on how to properly dispose of your crops.
Today, and something came up that I didn't really think about when my dad mentioned it to me. He's worked in the agriculture industry for over 40 years. This year, farmers are being offered 1.5 times the value of their crops to destroy them. They're also being told by the federal government they will not receive subsidies for farming if they refuse to destroy their crops. What does that mean? That means that the farmer cannot afford to provide you with food based upon the taxes the government is levying on him if the government doesn't in turn give him back his tax money to provide you with food. Kind of a fucked up system, but that's how it works. And, well, they're not going to subsidize them if they don't destroy the crops. They'll pay them more than what it's worth, and they want them to destroy it, and they'll still get their subsidies. They're trying to create a food shortage. We've got 8 months to get our own food supply, or we're probably going to be facing mass starvation.
Is it true that the government is paying farmers to destroy their crops? And the simple answer to that is yes, they are.
Initially heard about the government paying farmers to destroy their crops, I thought it was a load of bullshit. Well, lo and behold, we received our destruction notice the other day. So basically, there was 2 options on how to destroy the crop. The government could fly on Agent Orange, or we could manually destroy the crop ourselves. Oh, we put too much blood, sweat, and tears in it to let them destroy it, so we decided to manually do it ourselves. Basically, it said if we used a lawnmower to destroy the crop, we could receive an extra $600 an acre.
Many people believe that the saints constituting the church as the bride of Christ must suffer through the tribulation period. Some say that on the prophecy timeline, there is no rapture. Or they'll say that the rapture occurs when the covenant is broken in the middle of the 7-year period, or on the day of the Lord at the end of the tribulation period. However, such positions fail to take into account the many instances in Scripture where we see evidence of God's protecting the faithful from the judgment of his wrath. For instance, Romans 5:9 indicates that we are saved from the wrath of God through Jesus. 1 Thessalonians 1:10 indicates that Jesus rescues us from the wrath to come. 1 Thessalonians 5:9 indicates that God has not destined us for wrath. Isaiah 26 presents us a picture of sequestration from wrath, as does John 14:2 and 3. We also have the example of the protection of the people of Israel from the plague of the death of the firstborn in Exodus 12. We also have the example of the deliverance of the people of Israel from the Red Sea and the Egyptian army in Exodus 14. We have the example of the deliverance of Rahab and her family who are non-Israelites from the destruction of Jericho in Joshua 6. We have the example of the deliverance of Lot and his family who are non-Israelites from the destruction of Sodom in Genesis 19. And we have the example of the deliverance of Noah and his family who are non-Israelites from the great flood in Genesis 7. Isaiah 57 speaks of the righteous being delivered or taken away from evil. And in Amos 7, we have the example of the king's crop, the first harvest, being rescued from the locusts. All of this evidence of God's protecting the faithful from the judgment of his wrath, including direct promises to the church, is strong support for the idea that God will remove the church entirely prior to the tribulation period. This would be accomplished through a pre-tribulation rapture.